Hello there everybody, my name is JerDude, back again in front of the mic after a little bit of a hiatus with Titanfall content. I still have been uploading daily, but it has been all Wolfenstein The New Order for the last 4 days, I believe, and I want to first off address that. I apologize for not getting any Titanfall stuff up for the last few days. I hadn't planned on doing it like that. I'd still plan on doing daily Titanfall throughout the entire week. However, Wolfenstein took more time than I thought it would as far as recording and rendering goes. I don't have the fastest computer, so to actually export or render, or whatever you want to call it, the videos took quite some time, and I just got consumed with Wolfenstein for this last week, and I wanted to make sure the final part would be up here by Saturday, which I did in fact accomplish. So with that being said though, guys, we are back here resuming with daily Titanfall, so I am going to get back on the horse and do my best to get 1 to 2 daily Titanfall videos up every single day. Then starting on Tuesday, we're going to be doing some Watch Dogs stuff, not going to be doing a campaign playthrough. I considered it, however, that's going to be very time consuming, and as it is say, I don't have the fastest computer when it comes to rendering videos, so we'll just be doing some daily multiplayer shenanigans, and as well as, of course, Titanfall will still be daily, so daily Titanfall and Watch Dogs. But with that being said though, let's get into the Q&A portion of this video, because I don't really have any topics to discuss this week, so it's just going to be strictly question and answer, and if you yourself want to ask some questions for next week's episode, I can address them then. But with that being said though, let's get into the first question. So the first question comes from a guy by the name Jimmy Doherty, and first off, I want to apologize if I mispronounce your name, and as well as to anyone else if I say your name incorrectly. I am sorry. I'm just not the best with saying names, and as well as I forget names a lot, so if I mess up with names in general, I am sorry in advance. So his question though is, I like to talk about politics. They're just asking you, are you a fan of Obama? Well, I actually do have a bit of an interest in politics. I definitely say a whole lot more than the average teenager, and with that being said though, I am a Canadian though, so I don't really know a ton about American politics. I definitely am involved a whole lot more as far as actually taking interest in Canadian politics as opposed to American politics. I mean, first off, with Canada, we have 5 main political parties, and in the US there's only 2. However though, my quick thoughts on Obama, I don't really know a ton about him, to be honest with you, as far as his policies go. From observing though, I think if someone else were in his position, they'd be doing a similar job. I don't think Obama's doing the best. However, I don't know if he could do a whole lot better. I mean, I'm sure he could adjust some things, and I'm not sure. I mean, obviously it's a whole lot. It's a really stressful job being the president of the United States, and I mean, I really don't know a ton about Obama. So I'm sorry if you're from the US and you are like, what is this guy talking about? He's a complete idiot, because I really don't know a ton about American politics in general, and so I don't think Obama's doing a fantastic job. However, I think if someone else were in his shoes, they wouldn't be doing that much of a better job either. So that's my quick thoughts. Just in case you guys are interested on my political sort of views, I guess, is I am a conservative for the most part, but not Republican, American conservative. Actually, the Canadian Conservative Party is a whole lot closer to the Democrats in the US as opposed to Republicans. Republicans are a whole lot further right on the spectrum as opposed to the Canadian Conservative Party is. We in general are a whole lot more liberal of a country. However, I still make a conservative on a lot of things, and that's all I really got to say. I mean, if you want to ask me about specifics and as far as my views on certain things are, you can talk about that with me down in the comments. And yeah, so we're gonna move on to the next question. I took a lot of time for that question, and then these next few we're gonna go rapid fire on, because there's a ton of them, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through every question here of this video. So yeah, I'll stop rambling on and let's go into the next question. Mark Dunn is up next. Do you think it was a bad move to only have Titanfall on PC and Xbox? Yes, Mark, I do in fact. Now, the situation was a little bit complicated. I guess Sony declined Respawn's offer to actually put Titanfall on the PlayStation 4 and PS3, which I think is an absolutely huge mistake, because if it was on multi-platform or if it was fully multi-platform instead of just being on PC and Xbox, they would have sold a whole lot better, and I think Titanfall in general would have stuck with the public, because Titanfall, I wouldn't say it's a flourishing game, it's definitely a growing game, and I want you guys to keep in mind, it's the very first title. Obviously, it's not going to be as big as Call of Duty, for example, so yeah, very first title for Titanfall, and I think it could have done a bit better if they were multi-platform. I think it was a big mistake. However, Sony did decline, and there's a big thing. It's all about money, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft did help fund a lot of Titanfall. And it's a really complicated situation. However, I do really think that they should have put it on PlayStation. The next question comes from Sean Mason. He asks, have you seen any Destiny gameplay? If so, do you like what you've seen so far? Yes, Sean, I've seen some Destiny gameplay, and well, actually, I've seen all the Destiny gameplay that there is, and I'm looking very forward to that game, that grammar, though. But I am planning on covering a ton of Destiny stuff on my channel once it does come out, as well as I'll probably make a few news videos starting in the summer, because I'm really excited for it. I'll also cover the beta if we are allowed to post that on YouTube, so I will be sure to make some beta videos once it does start in the beginning of July, I believe, and I'm looking very forward to Destiny. I'm super excited for it, and yeah, very ecstatic about it. Garrett Stom asks, what do you think of Advanced Warfare? Well, I am looking forward to the next Call of Duty. That's all I really have to say. I've put a lot of hours into Call of Duty. I think I've put like 700 or 800 hours in total to the entire Call of Duty series. I've played quite a bit of Call of Duty. That was my first FPS that really got me into FPS, I guess, and I really like Call of Duty. Just Ghost was a huge disappointment. However, Advanced Warfare is looking to be a pretty solid game, and I'm excited to see what Sledgehammer Games will do with it. That's all I gotta say about that as of right now. The next question from Callum asks, how old are you? I'm 14. My birthday is on July 11th. That's why my name is JerDude0711 on YouTube. And yeah, so born on July 11th. Also free Slurper Day, fun fact. And I'm about to turn 15 in a couple months from now. Dre Beretta asks, I have a question. Will you get Titanfall on PC? I would absolutely love to get Titanfall on the PC. However, my PC runs every game like garbage. I really don't have a good PC at all. I want to upgrade or will actually get a new computer as soon as I can. Just money's really tight right now, and I don't see myself getting one anytime soon. I'd like to possibly try to save up and get one in the summer. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Maybe I can sort of scrounge some birthday money together, and I don't know what I'll do. I'd really like to get a new PC soon. I just don't have the money for it right now, and as soon as I do, though, I will definitely get Titanfall on the PC and play with you guys who are PC players. Sorry, Trey, I missed your second question. Oranges or apples? Or grapes? I'm gonna have to go with grapes on that, actually. I like grapes. Andy20897, a lot of numbers, yeah. Anyways, he asks, more Battlefield 4, please. Yes, sorry, I planned on posting some Battlefield this week. I also plan on uploading Titanfall. We saw how that went, so I do apologize. But I do plan on covering some Dragon's Teeth stuff once it does come out, and possibly a couple Battlefield videos this week. Then he asks, will you cover Halo 5, Guardians, and any other Halo games, for example, the Master Chief Collection? Yes, I am planning on covering any sort of new Halo games that come out. I am looking forward to the Halo 2 remastered, and I heard there's a rumor that it might be all of the main Halo games coming to Xbox One sometime this year. Whatever the case is, I'll be sure to cover that game. And once Halo 5 does drop next year, I will be sure to do some Halo stuff. I played some Halo 5 back when I played some Halo 2. Yeah, guys, I got Halo 5 early access. No, I'm kidding. I played Halo 2 back when I was like 5 years old. I think that was actually the very first person shooter I ever played when I was like 5 years old. I played at LAN at my uncle's house, and that was pretty much the earliest memory of first-person shooters that I have, and it was in Halo 2. I had a lot of fun with that, and if it were to come to Xbox One, I would definitely cover it. Mr. Crazy Chicken Poop hashtag, he made a comment and he said, hey JerDude, I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I just wanted to say how much of a good job you're doing. Your videos are really entertaining, and your personality makes them even better than they already are. Keep up the good work, dude. Smiley face. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I love doing YouTube. It's a ton of fun to do, and I try to put everything I have into it. But his question, though, is do you like your eggs sunny side up or sunny side down? Well, I'm gonna have to go sunny side up on that one. Muzzled RMH comes in with a few questions. First off, asking, what was your first ever video game? Crash Bandicoot 1 for the PlayStation 1. That was where I started playing video games when I was 3 years old. Man, I love me some Crash Bandicoot. The next question is, what is your favorite Titanfall weapon? That would be the Spitfire LMG. Next question is, what is your favorite Titanfall map? That would be War Games, I think, actually. War Games is an absolutely fantastic map. I love playing it. And then his final question is, what is your favorite Titan? That would be the Ogre. I just like the beastliness and the absolute destruction you cause with the Ogre. And I've always been more of a sort of slower-paced player. Well, I don't know. I like to be the armor guy in most video games, so I'm a huge fan of the Ogre. The next question comes from Bryson Thacker. He asks, do you think Titanfall need more weapons and attachments? Yes, new weapons for sure, without a doubt. If they added new weapons, I think it would bring a lot of people back to Titanfall, and that's really the thing that Titanfall is missing, content. And I think if they were to add new weapons, that would really add a lot to Titanfall. As far as the attachments go, not sure on the attachments, but new weapons for sure. Leland Januska asks, do you have a preferred playstyle when it comes to player versus player games, or even Titanfall, such as fast and reckless or conservative and careful? I'd say I sort of fall in between. I'll take cover for sure, and I'll also do a little bit of rushing, but I'm not a camper by any means, but I'm also not a run as fast as I can across the map, find as many enemies as I can. I say I fall in the middle between being a reckless and a conservative player. Ben Brady apparently also asked, what is my favorite map in Titanfall? I did address that earlier. It was War Games. Just want to acknowledge that you asked a question, so thank you, Ben Brady. As I did say, that would be War Games. Coming up next, we have Duncan Clark. He, first off, says, I love the rebranding. Well, thank you. And his question is, though, what do you think of the enemies of net neutrality, such as Comcast? Well, here in Canada, we actually don't have full net neutrality, as far as some companies do have sort of preferred the internet access, so there isn't really net neutrality in Canada to begin with. So I already do live in a place where there isn't. I mean, it's not like it's terrible by any means. Just some companies do throttle internet connections on certain websites for sure. However, in the US and stuff like that, I'm not a fan of net neutrality in general. I really am against it, and if they bring that to Canada too, that'd be nice. You See Me Trolling is coming in with the question, do you like basketball? Yes, that's my favorite sport to play, as I am a taller individual. I'm 6'5", and I like to play me some basketball as often as I can. Nuclear Dude with the 3 asks, hey JerDude, nice vid, got some questions. Well, I guess he didn't ask that, thank you. His first question is, do you plan to expand your channel? Yes, we've done that already with Wolfenstein The New Order this week, and as it did say, Battlefield 4 is on the way, as well as Watch Dogs will be starting this week. His next question is, have you put thought into doing any funny moments for Titanfall? I have, however, my computer, it's really slow, and as far as editing funny moments and finding the best moments, that'd be a really hard thing to do with my computer, so unfortunately not anytime soon. I would really like to do videos like that, just I gotta get a better computer to actually edit. And his final question is, what gave you the urge to start YouTube? Just watching YouTube videos, I was like, I want to be a part of this community, and I plan on becoming an entertainer when I'm older, so I decided to start YouTube. That was pretty much it. Alright, and now we have the final person who asked some questions for this week's episode, coming from Mr. Spirit 201, and he asks, well, first off, he says, nice video, dude, keep it up, thanks so much, and his questions are, what is your favorite food? That would have to be a nice rack of ribs, love me some ribs, Next question is, what TV shows do you follow? Well, I actually don't watch TV for the most part. I used to be a big fan of Walking Dead. I watched up until the second half of whatever the most recent season was. I believe it was season 4. I only watched up to the half point of that season, and I just sort of stopped watching it. Besides that, nothing really. I love Breaking Bad. Obviously, that's over, so no real TV shows that I follow that are on currently. His next question is, what are your plans for the future as far as career aspirations go and stuff like that? Well, I plan on becoming an entertainer. Actually, my family plans on moving to Los Angeles in 2 years from now, and because we want to become entertainers, as well as my dad and I do, and as well as my sisters will be coming, and I love the entertainment business. I want to become an entertainer. Not sure if that means like a broadcaster, doing some sort of audio commentary stuff like I am here, or an actor, or a producer. I don't know. I want to work in the entertainment business, and I love to do a wide variety of things, and that is what I'm planning on doing. And as a Titanfall related one is, what is your favorite DLC map? As I did say, that's War Games. And then also, what do you want to see the next DLC? More guns. That's really the big thing, more guns. And I believe they said somewhere that they don't plan on adding new guns at all. But Respawn, come on now. I really wish they put new guns, and that's really it. I mean, I am looking forward to the new maps, but we already have a ton of maps right now, and yeah, that's new guns is really what I'm looking forward for if they were to add that into the game. Final question, and the final question here of this video is, do you like the Mass Effect trilogy? I've never actually played a Mass Effect game. I played the demo of Mass Effect 3 on the PS3 back when that came out, but I have always been a PlayStation player, and the first Mass Effect game, when that first came out, I wasn't on the PlayStation, and when Mass Effect 2 came out, I was still pretty young, and I wasn't really into shooters then, and I just have not really ever followed Mass Effect. I mean, they seem to be pretty solid games, just I've never personally played through them, so I don't really have an opinion on them, so that's my quick thoughts on that. Well, this has been yet another episode of Sit Down Saturdays. I figured I'd answer all the questions, as I did miss the last few days for Titanfall upload, so I thought, hey, let's just do a huge Q&A and get to all the questions. I believe at the beginning of this video I said, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through all the questions. Well, we did it. So once again, if you have any questions that you want to ask that I will answer in next week's episode, please be sure to comment them down below in the description of this video. And yeah, so my name's JerDude, bring you guys yet another episode of Sit Down Saturdays, as I did say, and I'll be sure to bring you guys more Titanfall content tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.